You ever sit in a room so quiet you swear you can hear people thinking? That was this courtroom, right before everything flipped. I'm talking a silence you could slice with a look. And then, bam, right there in front of the judge, Officer Doyle just smacks this 16-year-old black kid, Jalen Carter, across the face. No warning, no shouting, just a backhand in a room full of witnesses. And let me tell you, nobody moved. Not the bailiff, not the judge, just shock. And this sick feeling that some lines only get crossed if folks believe nobody will push back. But Jalen? He just wiped the blood from his lip, stared straight ahead, and waited, because he knew something everyone else didn't. His story wasn't over. See, Jalen had walked in that morning with his wrists cuffed and 1,000 eyes already weighing him guilty. No tears, no protest, just this steady, unblinking calm, like he'd learned early that sometimes the only power you have left is not giving them the reaction they want. The prosecutor laid out the charges, said he resisted, got mouthy, so Doyle had to restrain him. The judge just nodded, didn't even look up. That nod, honestly, felt heavier than the gavel. People whispered behind me he must have done something bad, and just like that, the room made up its mind. Then came Knopf Ford, the court-appointed attorney, sharp suit, gentle eyes, more fight in her than she ever lets on. She crouched next to Jalen, soft but serious. "I'm Nina. Can you tell me your name?" He hesitated, then said, "Names don't mean much in here." Not attitude, just tired, like he'd watched too many names get erased by the system. She pressed, and finally, Jalen. Jalen Carter. She caught something in the way he sat, posture too straight, hands too calm, and then she saw the silver chain tucked under his collar. Engraved, Carter, Field Office, FBI. Nina's breath caught, but she said nothing. He saw her see it, tucked it back in. "Whatever you think that means, it doesn't change how they see me in here." That's when court went to recess, people buzzing, judges stepping out, but Jalen just sat. 2 officers wandered over, started tearing through his stuff, called it a drug sweep, pulled apart his backpack, dumped his notebooks, tossed his sandwich like it was evidence. He didn't react, just quietly packed it all up when they were done. The younger cop leaned in, muttered to his partner, "Look at him, a future inmate, not a student." "Yeah, that happened." And I tried to step in. "He's not under arrest for possession, but got shut down. File a complaint later." Always later. And just like that, a fresh mark went on his record, nothing found, but suspicious behavior filed anyway. Doyle came back, handed the judge a new report, wanted to add resisting arrest and obstruction. The judge didn't blink, just clicked his pen. "Charges noted." Then, calmly, he said, "Sometimes you have to treat them like what they'll become." Nobody even gasped, just this ugly, heavy acceptance, like everyone was used to it. And Jalen, still not angry, just present, like he was waiting for something. Then Na dropped her twist, marched to the front, flash drive in hand. "Your Honor, new evidence, civilian camera footage from the corner of Darrow and 5th. They played the grainy video. You could see it, Jalen standing between Doyle and an old black man, just holding out his arms, not fighting, just trying to protect. No punches, no shouting, just a kid stopping a cop from roughing up someone who couldn't defend himself. The whole room felt it, a crack in the story we'd all been sold." Na said, "This contradicts Officer Doyle's sworn statement." The judge didn't even watch the whole thing, called it unverified, dismissed it. The hope in that room fell like a stone. Doyle just grinned. It's always not their fault, until they're in handcuffs. That's when Jalen looked up, steady. "You're not the first to bury the truth, but I might be the last to stay buried." And that's when the tension shifted. People started leaning in, listening for the first time. Nina tried to offer comfort, but Jalen just slid her a note. "Watch. Don't act. Not yet." She noticed his watch, plain black band, an FBI model, issued to family of agents. 1 tap, call for help. 2 taps, call the cavalry. Jalen wasn't panicked. He was waiting. And then twist number 2, a chair scraped in the back row. A man in a dark suit stood up, calm, composed, just walking down the aisle. No rush, just presence. When he spoke, it was barely louder than a whisper but cut through the whole room. "I am." Everyone froze. He showed his badge, Marcus Carter, Deputy Director, FBI. The judge turned pale. Doyle looked ready to bolt. And for the first time, Jalen smiled. Told you someone would notice. Marcus didn't grandstand. He just looked the judge in the eye. You silenced my son. Now you'll hear the sound of accountability. Then he requested a special evidentiary hearing for misconduct and bias. Not jumped in. We're submitting authenticated FBI footage. This time, the video played with official stamps, time codes, and you could see it all, Doyle pushing the old man, Jalen stepping in. No way to spin it. Marcus pulled out another folder, 3 past misconduct cases against Doyle, all dismissed by this same judge. The judge tried to regain control but couldn't. This wasn't a courtroom anymore. It was a reckoning. Marcus ordered Doyle arrested on the spot. 2 agents cuffed him. No struggle. Just done. Phones went up. Videos streamed. And justice for Jalen hit every timeline before the judge could even process what had happened. Outside, news spread like wildfire. The FBI launched an internal review. Judge Simon's decisions under scrutiny. And the movement grew. #Justice for Jalen. #Silence is power. Folks shared clips of Jalen's calm, his smile in the face of it all. An older woman in the gallery whispered he didn't raise his voice. But his silence hit louder than any gavel. She was right. Reporters swarmed the courthouse steps, mics everywhere. Why didn't you speak up sooner? One asked. Jalen just said, because when justice speaks for you, you don't need to yell. Not a slogan, just a kid who learned to trust the weight of his own silence. Marcus, beside him, said quietly, I missed your childhood, but I won't miss your courage. And they walked out, not as headline makers, but as family, 2 men, step for step, no spectacle. Behind them, applause started, quiet but real, respect, not noise. That day wasn't about spectacle. It was about every kid who'd been told to sit down, every father who thought it was too late, every truth the world tried to bury. They silenced a boy and woke a generation. So, where do you stand? Does silence have power, or does it just let injustice breathe? Would you have waited or shouted? Let's talk about what justice should look like, what dignity feels like, and what kind of world you want to wake up in. Drop your thoughts below, because sometimes the loudest stories are the ones we don't want to hear, but need to remember.